'tis many's a gay night, from dark till daylight, I spend with people of high renown. But in all their grandeur and heaps to squander, my heart would wander for sweet Omagh Town.
Sound of the land, Caroline, the sound of the nation, Caroline.
Hello and welcome to Radio Caroline 199 from the shores of Lochmuck. Do you hear us in Mountfield, Mr. Ford?
Hello, Donald. How are you? Tell me before we go any further. How is the seasickness?
It's not the problem, but we had other technical problems, Mr. Ford, that you know nothing about. But
right.
You know, if you drive up the Ballygolly Road, there's a big antenna at Billy Pollock's there, just about Ranelli, at the right-hand side. Do you ever notice a big, huge antenna there?
Oh, I do indeed.
It's not there now. Mr. Pollock has
Right.
very generously loaned us for a little boat for a few weeks, and
That's good.
him and
Well, I
Albert
suppose
Martin.
you're managing rightly in this good weather. You're not swaying about too much.
Not at all, not seasick at all. No, it's great.
And tell me this: what about the fishing pole? Do you chance your hand at any fishing?
No, there's only perch and things here now. There's the odd shark, but
Right.
in the water.
We'll avoid them. I take it that you're not in swimming around Lochmuck anyhow.
Not just yet. Not a cloud to maze out. Is that what they say?
Right. Well, how are the requests coming in?
Well, you should
Are
know.
you getting many?
I'm getting a wheen, as I say, Declan. Getting a wheen, but you
Well,
may
I've
have
got
some.
a few have come my way as well. Let me maybe share with the folks as we go through
Aye.
this afternoon session.
Here, before we forget, what about the little quiz? I forgot to check the emails. Did anyone reply back? There was 28 emails to look at, but I never looked at them yet. But we will give the answers now anyway. How's that?
Okay, well, you shout out the questions and I'll come up with the answers.
Oh, you'll be the teacher, okay, and I'll be the pupil, right? Where in Omagh was the ropeworks?
That was in the Brookmount Road.
Okay, and where can you find a Victorian phone box in Omagh?
Well, if you go up the road to St Lucia Barracks, you'll see an old Victorian phone box there, and I suppose you need your old brown pennies to utilise it.
Right. And what building was used as a courthouse during the 50s? Tell me, where was that?
A place when you were in Nipper, you used to dance and boogie, the Knocknamo Hotel.
Oh, and Hermes appeared there, I believe, one time. I didn't know that.
Really?
Someone texted
Peter
me.
Noon and Herman's Hermits. I think they're still going, and I think there are actually two Herman's Hermits. There are two Hermits. I think Peter Noon has his band in America,
Yes.
and he claims to be
The original.
Herman's Hermits.
Yes, right.
And then there is Herman's Hermits in England who maintain that they are the original.
Just like
I
ourselves.
suppose the truth would lie somewhere between the two,
Yes.
halfway between England and America.
No doubt.
And
Anyway,
you know what, when you finish in Lochmuck, you could take yourself out in the boat to halfway between England and America.
sure, people think there's not Radio Caroline as well. You would believe that?
Oh, we'll not put them past their notion.
Anyway, the Sacred Heart Church, what street was it on before it was in the present site?
It was on Brook Street.
Aye, there you are now. And what was on the site of the post office building? Near the
The
courthouse.
White Hart Hotel. And I think there are actually photographs extant of it.
Right, okay. Now, what was the profession of John McCrossan, who was murdered in Castle Street? Do you ever find out what he was?
He was a lawyer.
Good for him. Now, where was the railway goods yard, Mr. Ford, in Omagh?
Well, if you're down by Dunn's stores, you're pretty near the railway goods yard. And in fact, if you see, some of the old buildings are still there. I think Dunn's actually was using one of them as an off-licence a few years ago.
Right, I know the buildings now, the grey stone building, yeah.
They're lovely old buildings.
Right, okay. Right, what war is remembered by the monument situated near the bomb memorial site? And right, and there were two questions there. Where was it before it was on that site? So you have two answers for me.
Well, the war was the Boer War, and it was originally opposite the courthouse.
Right, okay. Now, You gave a clue for this, but I still wasn't aware
I did indeed.
This one. Where was the creamery in Omagh pre the 1940s?
Where my old stomping ground at the CBS is in the Kevlin Road.
Oh, no. Speaking
Do you
of...
remember the houses that used to be outside the Brothers?
Very well.
There were wee one-storey houses, wee
Yes, right.
long, low houses.
Gracie's was there as well. I remember Gracie's.
That's right. There were maybe 4 or 5 houses together.
Okay, Jackie McGill will tell us all that. Maybe we could talk
Oh,
about
yes.
it. Okay. Right, where was the model primary school?
The model primary school stood on the site of the Southwest College, or as would be known to the locals, the Tech.
Right. Now, here's what I'm keen to hear. What did they make on the Scots Mill site prior to being a grain mill?
Yes, and I gave a clue, and it was, of course, think of grain, think of a brewery.
Oh, I didn't know that now. Brewery. Never thought of a brewery being in Omagh. Right, where did they race greyhounds in Omagh?
In the showgrounds.
Get away. I suppose you think the pavilion right enough around there. It would have been okay.
Do you know, we tend to forget what the showgrounds were like, you know, now that Marks and Spencers and Greg's and Lord Ashley, etc. are there.
Okay, but
It's amazing how quickly your memory vanishes of that open space.
Remember the carnivals there in the pavilion, and then there was the Omagh Show and all was there. Sure,
That's right. Oh, no.
Right, which two rivers meet in Omagh to form the Struel, Mr. Ford?
The two rivers? Mm-hmm. The rivers are the Camoan and the Drumrah.
All right, okay. And now you knew this the last time. What, when the nuns came to set up school in 1860, where was the first building?
Well, there is a plaque actually on the building. It's in George's Street, almost opposite the Foresters' Hall.
Is that Heaney's house? No?
Yep.
Right there,
I think it says the site of the first convent.
Right. Did you know that we have an interview of the late Will Heaney knocking about here?
That's right.
Who got his horse confiscated in the First World War?
That's right. Oh, you'll have to hook and dig that up.
I will dig that out, yes, I will indeed. Now, who were the John and James who gave their names to the two streets in Omagh?
Well, it wasn't the McGurgan family and it wasn't the Ford family. It was the Galbraith family.
Oh, from Clannabogan.
Clannabogan is right.
That's the big Georgian house out there. Yeah, I know it. I know where there used to be the wee driving range for the golf course and stuff. Is it?
Oh, yes, I know it well.
I think that's Galbraith, or was Galbraith at the time. There you are. Now, when did the Constitution start and how much did it cost?
Well, it was neither today nor yesterday. In fact, it was 1844 and it cost the princely sum of 5 pence.
Good value.
Indeed.
Now, in what year did Drumrah Bridge open? You gave us a clue today.
I gave a very subtle clue, 1966. It was the year of the World Cup.
Right.
And 1966, of course, is the answer.
Ah, goodness sake. Right. Where did the grand jury sit in the latter part of the 20th century? Or sorry, the early part of the 20th century?
Well, in a place that you and I had the privilege of visiting in the company of the late Mervyn Archdale, and we saw a place in all its Edwardian splendour. Of course, it was the County Club.
Ah, we have an interview from him as well, you know, somewhere. We have. He talked about it's the second oldest gentleman's club in Ireland, I believe.
That's right. And he showed us the book where the visitors had signed it, and I think, to the best of my recollection, I think the Reverend Marshall had signed it, and I may be wrong, did Eisenhower sign it?
Right. I was here during the war, I know that. That's interesting now. We'll have to go there, and we'll have to go across the street to the County Bar and the Wine Lodge. That's before your time now, Mr. Ford. But
no, I remember the Wine Lodge.
Do you? Well, I have an interview, and I found it the other day, and I played it, and it's the late and great Eddie Quinn.
Ah, from Johnson Park.
Yes.
Yes, I remember Eddie. I can still see him yet in the flat cap and the kind of sort of gabardine type coat.
And his bicycle, and he'd head up the bicycle. Yes, lovely
memories. He was a very entertaining man, a very, very nice man.
A very intelligent man, very bright
man. Yeah,
no,
very droll.
Droll and straight to it, but he was a true barman.
But he talked about the war.
He did.
And his memory was of a kind of an onlooker. And he was just watching, in particular, the antics of some of the American soldiers.
Great turn of
and
phrase.
The antagonisms that were there.
We'll have to talk.
between some of the soldiers.
Okay.
And of course, he had a great vantage, a great viewpoint.
Yes.
And he just watched all the comings and goings, and the way he just described it.
Do you know?
Yes. It was a great interview.
I remember he talked about Darky Hamilton. That was the guy who owned the forge in the Cavan Road, and they apparently made the railings for the Sacred Heart Church. And he was a customer there in his time, and gentlemen like that around the town. That'll be worth getting that out somewhere now soon. Anyway, the last question was, name the woman actor born in 1950 and a past pupil of the Christian Brothers, trained at the Abbey, and went on to star in the West End. Also the voice of Brennan's Bread. Who would that be?
Yeah, of course, and the voice belongs to Jared McSorley.
Ah, Jared.
And Mr. McGorgan, you left out a question.
Did I? Not like me. Oh, yes. What?
School.
Yes, Miss Crammon answered that first. What school, grammar school, opened in 1938?
Omagh Academy.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Now, I have a question for you. You don't know it. Who performed the opening ceremony?
In 1938?
Mm-hmm.
I know the Duchess of York, or the former Duchess of York, I think, was there for the extension, but, 1938.
It was Her Grace the Duchess of Abercorn.
Oh.
See, you think you
Oh,
know
sure,
it
it
all.
was just in the road.
That's right. Oh, handy. We homework.
Got the bus back.
That's our questions, and we have many more to come. But in the meantime, we thanks for taking part. And what we will do next, I don't know, Declan. We get some music on first. The good people here of Omagh. Have you any requests now for us?
Oh, I have indeed.
Hold on, we get our signature tune, get the little transmitter going. Just stand by, and you're listening to Sweet Omagh Town Internet Radio, courtesy of Radio Caroline 199. Here we go.
Caroline, the sound of the nation. Caroline, the sound of the land. Caroline, the sound of the nation. Caroline.
Once again, a very good day to you, wherever you may be. This is Sweet Omagh Town Internet Radio, courtesy of Radio Caroline, bringing you music and requests and dedications. Any for us today, Declan? How are you today?
I have indeed. You mentioned hermits in the Lockdemo in the 1960s, and this is a request for Elaine, who is living in Kent, and she remembers seeing that particular band in the hotel, and she would like us to play I'm Into Something Good by Herman's Hermits.
No sooner said than done, Helene. Herman's Hermits and I'm Into Something Good, and you're listening to Radio Caroline 199.
Woke up this morning feeling fine. There's something special on my mind. Last night I met a new girl in the neighborhood. Whoa, yeah. Something tells me I'm into something good. Something tells me I'm into something. She's the kind of girl who's not too shy, and I can tell I'm her kind of guy. She danced close to me like I hope she would. She danced for me like I hope she would. Something tells me I'm into something good. Something tells me I'm into something. We only danced for a minute or two, and then she stuck close to me the whole night through. Can I be the one in love? For she's everything I've been dreaming of. She's everything I've been dreaming of. I went to home and she held my hand. I knew it couldn't be just a one night stand. So I asked to see her next week, and she told me I could. I asked to see her and she told me I could. Something tells me I'm into something good. Something tells me I'm into something. Something tells me I'm into something. I went to home and she
That's groovy.
Ah, really? Oh, Caroline. That's not something else. Herman's Hermits. I didn't know they appeared at the Noctum Hotel, but something tells me that did happen. I think.
Yeah. Well, obviously, to Elaine, it was a memory.
Well done, well done. So, any other requests?
Yes, I have one for John and Teresa. They write in to say how much they love the interviews and the variety of the voices. Keep up the good work, and please play anything from Tom Jones. And I see the green grass of home here would be a particular favourite.
Oh, that was a big one at the dance. Now, you got it for a slow song, you got playing the green grass of home.
The hometown looks the same.
3 songs, they make
song.
it or break it. Okay. Green grass of home it is, and Tom Jones. And thank you for listening to Sweet Omagh Town Internet Radio.
The old hometown looks the same as I step down from the train, and there to meet me is my mama and papa. Down the road I look, and there runs Mary, hair of gold and lips like cherries. It's good to touch the green grass of home. Yes, they'll all come to meet me, arms reaching, smiling sweetly. It's good to touch the green grass of home. The old house is still standing, though the paint is cracked and dry. And there's that old oak tree that I used to play on. Down the lane I walk with my sweet Mary, hair of gold and lips like cherries. It's good to touch the green grass of home. Then I awake and look around me at 4 gray walls that surround me, and I realize, yes, I was only dreaming. For there's a God and there's a sad old portrait. On and on we'll walk at daybreak. Again I'll touch the green grass of home. Yes, they'll all come to see me in the shade of that old oak tree, as they lay me neath the green grass of home.
Ah, the green grass of home. It all ended sadly for him, didn't it?
Did indeed.
But his career went on, you know.
You actually think of it, we were listening to songs about condemned men going to meet their maker.
Right.
You know, and we think life's miserable now.
Okay.
Well, anyway, to take away the misery, here's an ad or two that some of the folks out there might remember some of these names. The smart, fit man in Omagh fits out in Bloomfields in High Street, Omagh. We stock off the peg Burton suits and Austin Reed shirts. So, why settle for just any old suit? Make sure you try before you buy. At Bloomfields, phone Omagh 3232.
We had a super lunch hour yesterday, rushing round the shops. Only time for a sandwich. Mum says it's too long without a proper meal. But why work in town if you can't?
Mum's right, but she can see a girl gets a good breakfast. Weetabix and milk. Good whole wheat energy. Wonderful value, too. The Weetabix pack couldn't be fuller. All nourishment. Square meal nourishment.
Start the day with Weetabix.
Weetabix.
Is it an ice? Is it a rock? Is it a mint? No! It's Lion's Made Mint Rocker. Mint Rocker, the first ice lolly to taste like seaside rock. White and minty inside, pink and minty outside. Oh, Lion's Made Mint Rocker, the ice lolly like seaside rock. Well, go on and rock it.
Make a date with the blonde in the bar.
What you mean is try a hop. That's the blonde in the bar.
It's so cool, it's so bright, and the flavor will delight you.
Do you know, somebody came in the other day and asked for a cool blonde. I knew what he meant, so I gave him a hop lager.
Have a hop, it's the blonde in the bar.
Once again, you're listening to Radio Caroline 199. Okay, a request now for Brian and Patricia, who are listening over in Manchester. They want to hear something from the Monkees, and I'm a Believer, if we have it, and we certainly do. I'm a Believer, the Monkees, spicy for Brian and Patricia.
I thought love was only true in fairy tales, and for someone else, but not for me. Our love was out to get me. That's the way it seemed. Disappointment haunted all my dreams. Then I saw her face. Now I'm a believer. Not a trace of doubt in my mind. I'm in love. I'm a believer. I couldn't leave her if I tried. I thought love was more or less a given thing. Seems the more I gave, the less I got. What's the use in trying? All you get is pain. When I needed sunshine, I got rain. Oh, then I saw her face. Now I'm a believer. Not a trace of doubt in my mind. I'm in love. I'm a believer. I couldn't leave her if I tried. Love was out to get me. Now that's the way it seemed. Disappointment haunted all my dreams. Oh, then I saw her face. Now I'm a believer. Not a trace of doubt in my mind. I'm in love. I'm a believer. I couldn't leave her if I tried. Yes, I saw her face. Now I'm a believer. I'm not a trace of doubt in my mind. Said I'm a believer, yeah, 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 yeah. Said I'm a believer, yeah, I'm a believer.
Caroline, the sound of the nation. Caroline, the sound of the land. Caroline, the sound of the nation. Caroline.
Do you remember the Monkees, Declan? Do you remember the TV
Oh,
programme?
I do indeed. Mickey Dolenz and Mike Nesbitt. Did you know that Mike Nesbitt, his mother invented Tipp-Ex?
You're pulling my leg, are you?
No, absolutely not. She invented Tipp-Ex. And Mickey Dolenz, I think, used to be in a television series as a boy actor. It was called, I think, Elephant Boy. And, you know, he was obviously some connection to a circus.
Yes.
And what did you call the wee English actor? Oh, he had been in Coronation Street.
Mm-hmm. There's one of them, isn't there?
Oh.
Aye. Don't know.
The Paul McCartney look-alike in the Monkees.
Did you know Glenn Campbell was their main guitarist in the behind the scenes in the studio?
Oh,
yes.
And I didn't realise that Glenn Campbell also played for Elvis.
He was a session job in guitar playing. How good one he was, yeah.
Oh, yeah. But I didn't realise this. That Glenn Campbell could also play the bagpipes.
Yes, I heard that.
And he could also sing. I mean, one of his trademark songs was acknowledging his Scottish heritage and playing the pipes. Was Amazing Grace.
Oh.
And he could alternate between playing the bagpipes and singing the verses. And you can get it on YouTube. It's absolutely an amazing feat, you know, and he was such an all-round musician.
Oh.
He was no actor, mind you, but he was a great musician.
Yes.
And he did a couple of great CDs with Tennessee Ernie Ford.
Right.
And it was just Glenn Campbell picking guitar, and I think just Tennessee Ernie singing. Oh, it was wonderful.
Good.
Well, anyway, I have another request for you.
I have one or two here.
Now, this is going to take you back.
All right.
Robert from Omagh remembers his first radio and taking it to the bog, much to the displeasure of his dad.
Which bog?
And as he listened to it while cutting turf,
right.
It was 1973, and the song was Terry Jack's Seasons in the Sun.
Goodbye to you, my trusted friend. We've known each other since we were 9 or 10. Together we've climbed hills and trees, learned of love and ABC, and skinned our hearts and skinned our knees. Goodbye, my friend, it's hard to die when all the birds are singing in the sky. Now that the spring is in the air, pretty girls are everywhere. Think of me and I'll be there. We had joy, we had fun, we had seasons in the sun, but the hills that we climbed were just seasons out of time. Goodbye, Papa, please pray for me. I was the black sheep of the family. You tried to teach me right from wrong. Too much wine and too much song, wonder how I got along. Goodbye, Papa, it's hard to die when all the birds are singing in the sky. Now that the spring is in the air, little children everywhere. When you see them, I'll be there. We had joy, we had fun, we had seasons in the sun, but the wine and the song, like the seasons, have all gone. We had joy, we had fun, we had seasons in the sun, but the wine and the song, like the seasons, have all gone. Goodbye, Michelle, my little one. You gave me love and helped me find the sun. And every time that I was down, you would always come around and get my feet back on the ground. Goodbye, Michelle, it's hard to die when all the birds are singing in the sky. Now that the spring is in the air, with the flowers everywhere, I wish that we could both be there. We had joy, we had fun, we had seasons in the sun, but the stars we could reach were just starfish on the beach. We had joy, we had fun, we had seasons in the sun, but the stars we could reach were just starfish on the beach. We had joy, we had fun, we had seasons in the sun, but the wine and the song, like the seasons, have all gone. All our lives we had fun, we had seasons in the sun, but the hills that we climbed were just seasons out of time.
that's groovy.
Terry Jack's Seasons in the Sun. Wow, that goes back. That was a great summer that year, 1973, weather-wise, and great for music. And that reminds me of the first radio I ever bought.
Right. Can you remember the make?
I certainly can. It was a Hitachi, a little brown one, and I bought it in... There was a guy just below the county bar, a guy called Bob Nesbitt, who's sadly not with us anymore. Sold second-hand TVs and radios and things. But this was a brand new Hitachi, and it cost £6. And I paid in on it at maybe, half a crown a week or £5 a week, whatever it was. Halfway through the £6, I had £3 paid. You know what he said? He says, take that radio home with you. He says, sure, why not? He says, and pay me the rest weekly as you did. And I walked home out of that shop, Declan, like I made it with, same as winning the lottery now today. I was walking on air, home in the school bus with this beautiful wee transistor radio, with a wee brown leather case. And,
dear.
Where would you get civility like that, Declan?
Oh, no. Innocent times, Mr. McGurgan, innocent times.
Well, do you know, he was a gentleman.
I feel another lad coming on here.
Oh, good.
The Reform Stores, first for quality and last to be beaten on price. We deliver same-day orders on our message bike within 3 miles of Omagh. Why not check out our new frozen range of foods? Phone 3132.
Use Vitalis.
Vitalis is the only 100% greaseless hairdressing.
Pure and natural.
Is exactly how Vitalis looks and feels.
Keeps your hair in place all day.
Yes, Vitalis keeps your hair in place all day without messy grease.
Use Vitalis, pure and natural. Keeps your hair in place all day.
Vitalis is the only hairdressing with invisible V7, the clean, natural grooming agent.
And it keeps your hair in place all day.
Do you use Vitalis?
One person may never notice you have a personal problem, and that's you. But one toilet soap that can really stop BO is Lifebuoy. It does what no ordinary soap, nor spray, nor roll-on deodorant can do alone. Lifebuoy both removes and kills the bacteria that cause BO. Today's Lifebuoy, for the one person who may not notice the difference. You.
Siloxene emulsion, Siloxene Plus. Get it from the factory at half the cost. Put it on your paintbrush, then it can be seen. Wonderful, marvelous Siloxene.
And that wonderful Siloxene paint is delivered direct from the factory to your door at just half the normal cost. Long-lasting Siloxene paint at half price. Send for full details and your Siloxene colour chart now to Paint BCM 390 London WC1.
Very good. I have a request for a Simon and Garfunkel song, and it's a girl called Cecilia Morrison, who lives near Randallstown in County Antrim, remembers this song and wants to know, do we have it on our little playlist on Radio Caroline? We certainly do. Simon and Garfunkel and Cecilia. Simon Garfunkel. You remember them, Declan? You do?
Oh, I do indeed. Bridge Over Troubled Water, The Boxer, and they did a great album called Bookends.
Yes.
And the last track on it was recordings made by Art Garfunkel in retirement homes. And there's no commentary, you just hear the voices. And there's one voice that it is chilling. It's this elderly lady, and you just picture her sitting, and she says, "Here I am, an old woman without money. It's pathetic." Oh,
dear.
That. And then there's another man who goes, "It's the mucus. It's the mucus. I can't get the mucus up." Did you know?
Yes.
That Art Garfunkel periodically goes for long, long walks.
Not now, he doesn't, anyway.
And he actually came to Ireland and he wrote poetry. He would select a route to walk, and he would produce almost like a travelogue.
Oh.
I didn't realise that. I was just reading up about him recently, you know.
Gosh. How you are now? Anyway, I have to say hello to Helen Swan, a good friend of mine who I know on Facebook, and we exchange songs and music and similar events. She's a big Brian Call fan and wants to hear something from Brian Call, especially for Helen over at Glasgow. Here's Brian Call.
Thank you. Ireland swings like nowhere else can, swings to the sound of the big show band. Dublin and Belfast and village or town, everywhere swings to the big, big sound. If your work is done and you want to have some fun, maybe even meet someone you met, have a night you won't forget. Plan it right before you leave tonight. Let me tell you where to go a-dancing, no. Ireland swings like nowhere else can, swings to the sound of the big show band. Dixies and Frenchmen, the capital too.
Don't forget, Brandon, bring your
Hucklebutt shoes. Dancing or just sitting out if things get warm, trying to get an autograph written on your arm, asking that it should be played specially for you, sitting talking to the boys when the dance is through. Ireland swings like nowhere else can, swings to the sound of the big show band. Cork, Galway, Limerick, and village or town, everywhere swings to the big, big sound. Ireland swings like nowhere else can, swings to the sound of the big show band. Dixies and Frenchmen, the capital too. Maybe the Platterman's the band for you. Thank you. We used to do that years ago.
Ladies and gentlemen,
There you go, Brian Call and the Buckaroos, I believe.
Well, I have a request for you. Now, there's a lady out there who remembers me when we lived in Knoxilla Park in Omagh. And that would have been from about 1970 to 74. Her ex-husband used to book the bands for Eddie and Mary McGinn in Killyclare. In McGinn's, of course. Mm-hmm. And every time Shay Hutchinson would go in, the customers would demand that he sing the Golden Guitar.
Wow.
And she wants to know, will you play the song from the 1960s, I'm Her Yesterday Man?
Chris Andrews. Chris Andrews it is. Very special for yourself. Thank you for listening to Sweet Omagh Town Internet Radio.
I'm her yesterday man. We're my friends, that's what I am. I'm her yesterday man. We're my friends, that's what I am. That's what I am. Her yesterday man. Please tell me something. Have you met an angel? Someone too lovely to live on earth.
yesterday, man. Well, my friends, that's what I am. I'm her yesterday, man. Well, my friends, that's what I am. That's what I am. Her yesterday, man. Man, that's groovy.
Chris Andrews. Do you remember the B-side of that?
No. What was it?
I think it was To Whom It Concerns. And that was used as a theme song of The Late Late Show. Ladies and gentlemen, To Whom It Concerns.
To Whom It Concerns, it's The Late Late Show.
Yeah.
For goodness sake.
Yeah, you are. Speaking about that,
You know you've got a computer-like memory, Mr. McGurgan.
wasted. I was
For
wasted.
well-spent youth.
Do you know something? I could recite verses of songs dating back to the 60s and 70s. I can't remember my own blooming phone number at home.
Oh, spare us that.
Oh, God, right. That's right. But
I feel an ad coming on.
Thinking of buying a new coat? Well, here's a smasher at only 79 and sixpence. It's the Mendak Slipstreamer, anorak to you. It's completely reversible, hood as well. There's patch pockets one side and flapped on reverse. Zipped wrist pockets and 4 colours to choose from. It'll last a lifetime. Send for leaflets to Mendak, Old Woking, Surrey.
The man behind James Bond is Ian Fleming. Read Fleming's biography.
It's in the New Woman's Mirror.
Buy it today. It tells you more. 007 pence.
That's the smile. The white smile that gets you noticed. The smile you get with Ultra Bright toothpaste.
Taste the whiteness in Ultra Bright.
That's the smile. The white smile that gets you noticed.
After Ultra Bright, everything else is just toothpaste.
Ultra Bright.
Need a new car? Well, then try out the new Austin Mini 850cc for £700 on the road. Tourneys, Dublin Road, Omagh. First for quality and price. And, of course, ask for our new hire purchase deal. A deposit of just £50 and spread the remainder over 4 years. Why not call Jack today to arrange a test drive? That's Tourney's Garage, Omagh.
the late and great Jack Turney, I remember him very well. He was our next door neighbours. And I'll tell you better than that. We have an interview with the late Jack Turney somewhere.
Oh.
We'll have to try and get that out sometime as well. His father came to Omagh, I'm not sure when that was, maybe early 1920s, thereabouts. So we'll have to find that somewhere, Declan. Not interesting. So,
my goodness. My goodness. 100 years ago.
100 years ago. Where would you make it up? Make it up. But,
well, I have a request for you. It's for the Equals and Baby Come Back, and it's especially for Anthony, who remembers getting a fancy paisley shirt in Eddie O'Neill's in High Street in Omagh, and then buying a pair of hush puppies from Eugene Bowes in Eastwood's shoe shop. And that song reminds him of those wonderful, wonderful days. That's the Equals and Baby Come Back, especially for Anthony.
Baby, come but now my love is a true, yeah. Ooh, yeah. Ooh, yeah. Ooh, yeah. Come back. Baby, come back. Baby, come back. Baby, come back. Come back, baby, don't you leave me. Baby, baby, please don't go. Oh, won't you give me a second chance? Baby, I love you so much. Oh, well, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Come back. I said, baby, come back. Oh, won't you baby, come back. I'm not baby, come back. I said, baby, come back. Oh, won't you please come back? I'm on my knees, come back. Oh, baby, come back.
Wow. Baby Come Back. I remember it very well. And I remember the B-side. Hold Me Closer. Hold Me Closer. I used to play that in the wee jukebox over in Bundoran in the main street.
Right.
Sixpence for 2 plays. Was it 5
Oh,
plays for a
good
ball?
Lord of Almighty.
My God.
Tell me this. You think you know everything. What did you call the tobacconist that was just further down Campsie from Eastwoods? And there was a kind of, to the best of my recollection, was it like a curved window, and there was a mosaic at the entrance.
Well.
And they used to have up on permanent display a long, almost like, what do they call it, like a reader's pipe, you know, with the stem was about a foot long.
There was a pipe. I knew that as the pipe shop. But that not belonged to Mullins? And was that not previously, let me think now, just give me a minute here to try and remember. That shop was Mullins. I knew it was Mullins. And that man who owned that shop, did he not, was it Boyles originally maybe, who gave us, they donated maybe some of the windows in the Sacred Heart Church and in Killyclahar Chapel as well. And was that not Steele's at one stage? Not Steele's, but what do you call the jewellers? Sheffield's.
Sheffield's the jewellers?
I think they were there at the time. Now, we'll have to ask the good people of Omagh who...
Well, if there's anybody out there who remembers that shop.
Yeah. My reckoning is it was originally built by Boyles, maybe not. And I think Mullins would have owned it at the time. And then I remember that Father John McCullough telling me that he had some connection with it. I know he had some connection with that family as well. But that's as far as it goes. I remember the Market Barn down McGittings now because I worked in there as a young lad.
Right.
Next to it. And there was a vegetable shop there. And, what do you call the drapery shop as well? McIlveen's, wasn't it? Yeah.
McIlveen's?
Yes.
Ah, yes.
Oh, God.
Willie McIlveen.
Somebody's going to have to help us out here, Declan, because we, between dementia.
Well, you know, I
and-
worked in a drapery shop in Omagh.
Don't tell me which one. Don't tell me. Let me think.
A little nipper in McKibben's.
Ah, goodness sake.
And the great Davy Thompson, who had formerly worked with in Tom McLeod's.
That's what I was going to say.
Davy Thompson was the manager.
Right.
And many's the happy Saturday I had there. They were just Jimmy McKibben and Davy Thompson were a great double act. And then there was a gentleman, was he Mr. Hendley? Did he have a sweet shop?
Hendley's, yes. That was,
He used to come in and he would be part of it. And then there's another gentleman who would come in, and they were just the great camaraderie between them. You know, Oh, they were happy days.
Yeah, the town has changed a lot since those days, hasn't it? It really has. But
you know what? We've just got older, but no wiser.
No, not at all. But
well, I have a final ad for you.
Oh, good man. Go ahead.
I hope you're not hungry, dear Henry, dear Henry. I've just burnt the roast and I've ruined the sponge.
Well, that's a nice thing, isn't it? After I've been working all day.
Henry, I've got me secret supply.
You don't mean...
Polo mince.
Yum, yum.
And a Buxted chicken.
Certainly, madam. Hey, George, send up some more
Buxted chicken.
Thank you. Hey, George, send up some more What's it you want, Harry?
A Buxted chicken.
Thank you, madam. There's no doubt about it. There's more taste, more goodness, more value in a a buckstead.
The place, a deserted beach. The day, August bank holiday. The event, the Gillette Super Silver 60,000 pound Big Dig.
The Gillette Super Silver 60,000 pound Big Dig. We vary the prizes, you dig them up. There's 200 diggers, 1,000 prizes, and whatever you find, you keep. And what prizes? A silver Maserati worth 5,784 pounds. 10 Mini Coopers. A motor launch worth 3,000 pounds. A 2,000 pound round the world tour. An E-Type Jag. A mink coat. 90 kegs of rum. 50 transistor radios. A 500 pound bat. A Greyhound. And a racing pigeon.
The Gillette Super Silver Big Dig.
And there's more to come. 2,000 pounds worth of rare coins. A 650cc motorbike. A Rover 2000. A catamaran. Cameras, tape recorders, radiograms. And 5,000 pounds cash.
If you want to become a big digger, buy one packet of Gillette Super Silver, enter a simple competition, and you could be digging for over 1,000 prizes. The Gillette Super Silver 60,000 pound Big Dig.
The makers of Austin Reed famous shirts. Do you remember that? Who knows, or who would have thought that there would be a cinema on that site nowadays? Austin Reed's famous shirts.
Shirt factory.
The shirt factory.
Gosh, a big employer in town and time, weren't they?
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. I think they may have started life somewhere about Spiller's Place in the very early days, Declan, and moved up that. That was a purpose-built site, maybe built after the war.
Right. My goodness.
We know it all and we know nothing. Nobody has been picture. It is as it is. Well, thank you for your requests and dedications. We shall continue this maybe this time next week. Don't forget to contact the programme on 07717 32527. Put us out of our misery and tell us who owned that shop next to Eastwoods. Some more music before we go. Declan, what's your famous going out song for today?
I would think, let me think. Show Me the Way to Go Home.
By?
Oh, I think Bing Crosby recorded it. There's many people have recorded it. I sang it on the Town Hall stage, and the late Stevie McKenna put on a show called The Good Old Summertime, which was a homage to the music hall. And Mickey Gormley was the chairman. Paddy Mossy was one of the entertainers. Davy Fullerton, who taught in the academy at the time, who's very involved in drama in Belfast at the moment. Davy did a medley of Stephen Foster songs, Swanee River and I Dream of Jeannie, etc.
Mm-hmm.
Tony Mathers, Gertie McCabe, Jimmy O'Neill were the house band. Jimmy Mailer had a troupe of tumblers from St. Pat's. Danny McLarnon, I think, sang on it with Vincent McGill and Tom Sweeney. I think they did a barbershop quartet.
Right.
I think maybe Stevie might have been involved in it. And Roy Wilkinson, the late Roy Wilkinson, the art teacher from the academy, he painted the backdrop, which was a view of the town, looking up towards the courthouse.
Oh, I remember that, yeah. Like silhouette type thing, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
And so I sang Show Me the Way to Go Home, and then I also did the kind of the posh version of it, which indicate the way to my abode. I'm fatigued and wish to lay me down. I partook a little alcohol a short time hence. It has gone right through my cranium, etc., etc. And so if you could dig up Show Me the Way to Go Home, it's a good old sing-along number.
Declan, I hope St. Anthony's out of quarantine, because I tell you, I'm not sure I'm going to find that for you, but I will look and do our best.
I think you'll get it.
I shall leave you and love you with the great Van Morrison. Cry for Home. Take care of yourselves, to see you again, and thanks for listening once again.
And all the best.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
right to my head. Wherever I may roam, or land or sea or foam, you can always hear me singing this song. Show me the way to go home.
I'll be waiting on that shore to hear the cry for home. You won't have to worry anymore when you hear the cry for home. When you hear the call, you won't have to take it all. Cry for home. I'll be standing within reach. Can you hear the call? I'll be waiting in the breach for you. When you hear call, you won't have to take it all and cry for home. So free, and you tell me you will come and go with me when you hear the cry for home. When you hear